So when you look at the Middle East, it's like this giant, complicated chessboard, right? And Iran is obviously one of the major players. But what if there's another hand moving the pieces? A sort of unseen third party that's actually influencing the game. That's what we're going to dig into. We'll unpack Iran's strategy and then ask that really big question. Who's actually benefiting from all this chaos?
And look, this isn't just some abstract thought experiment. The answer to this question, well, it literally shapes the fate of nations. It determines the stability of the entire region. Figuring out who's really pulling the strings is absolutely crucial if you want to see the whole picture. All right, so to really get a handle on how Iran acts on the world stage, you've got to look inside first. You have to understand its pretty unique power structure. It's a theocracy, right? And what that means is the ultimate power, the final say, doesn't come from elected officials. It comes from religious leaders. And that creates a totally different kind of government with a very specific chain of command. And this right here, this lays out that chain of command perfectly. So at the very top, you have the supreme leader. He's the ultimate authority, both religiously and politically. Everything flows from him. Then, answering directly to him, you've got the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. You probably know them as the IRGC. Think of them as this elite military force, and their whole job is to protect the revolution. And their main tool? The way they project power outside of Iran, it's through this whole network of regional proxy forces. Okay, so how does that internal structure, that chain of command, actually turn into influence outside their borders? Well, Iran has built this really formidable strategy across the region. And it's not just about defense, not at all. It's about actively shaping what happens, often far, far away from Iran itself. I mean, the most famous example, the one everyone thinks of, is Hezbollah in Lebanon. For decades now, they've basically acted as an extension of Iranian policy. They're like a state within a state, which gives Iran this incredible direct strategic foothold right on the Mediterranean Sea. And that, geopolitically, is a huge asset.
Then you've got Yemen, where the Houthis have become another key piece of this puzzle. Because they control these super strategic waterways, they can do things like disrupt global trade, and that puts a ton of pressure on Iran's rivals in the region. Now, this kind of disruption, this is a perfect example of the kind of instability that just maybe could benefit that hidden third party we were talking about.
So here's the bottom line. Through all these groups, in Lebanon, in Yemen, in Iraq, and Syria, Iran has built this powerful sphere of influence. It lets them get involved in conflicts, it lets them put pressure on their adversaries, but indirectly. They don't have to commit to a full-on conventional war. It's a classic strategy of asymmetric power.
But is Iran the only one playing this game? Is it really that simple? You know, some analysts are starting to ask if we're even seeing the whole picture here. What if there's another force at play, an unseen player, this third party that's just quietly stoking the flames?
And this is the central mystery, isn't it? Could there actually be a third party that's actively fueling all these conflicts? I mean, think about it. Maybe it's a global power that wants to see its rivals get bogged down. Or maybe it's something simpler, like an arms manufacturer that just profits from endless war. It all comes back to that one question. Who benefits from the chaos?
And let's be clear, this isn't about jumping to crazy conspiracy theories. This is a fundamental question of geopolitics. You always have to ask, who gains when the Middle East is on fire? Who's making money from all the arms deals? Who benefits when oil prices go wild? Who loves the strategic distraction that all this chaos creates? And when you start asking those questions, it leads you to a pretty stark and honestly unavoidable conclusion. It's really a warning about where this whole dangerous game is headed, not just for one or two players, but for everyone. Because ultimately, there's a limit, right? There's only so far you can push these games. It doesn't matter if it's two players or a hidden third one pulling the strings. This endless cycle of escalation, it has a breaking point. A point where this constant pursuit of power risks a truly catastrophic outcome for absolutely everyone. You know, as the French say, trop c'est trop, enough is enough. The real question is, who's going to realize that before it's just too late?